Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. This young lady, Jasmin, is going to amaze you. Jasmin, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but she is going to amaze you with her entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm just loving her already, and I haven't even spoken to her. So, Jasmin, welcome to the platform. Let's jump right into it. How are you doing today?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm doing well today.
Good. So during the pandemic, I understand that you started a business. Tell us about the loungewear business and what was the impetus for that?
So originally, when I started my business, I started as a scrub line.
Yes.
And it didn't have like the buzz that I thought it was going to have. You know,
Okay.
I'm a nurse, so I thought that it was originally just going to pop off. You know, of course not. So when that didn't happen, I ordered shirts to just see, like, maybe I'm too generalized right now. You know, maybe I need to have a broader audience, target audience.
Yes.
So when I did the shirts, they literally like sold out.
Wow.
So I said, okay.
Now, was there anything special that you had put on the shirt? It was just a plain shirt. What was so special?
Like,
why did they sell out?
Shirt, and it had the name ODAAT Scrubs on it. But
Okay.
I feel like they sold out because anybody can wear a shirt.
Got you.
But only people who need to wear scrubs can wear scrubs.
Got you.
So my thing that I love to say all the time is I had to take a new approach to an old dream.
Yes.
So that's when I started Sincere LoungeWear, because I love just being able to throw something on, still look good,
Yes.
go out the house, like, you know,
Okay.
instead of like having to really put an outfit together.
Gotcha.
Or I love to be around the house and be comfortable, you know,
Yes.
and I have on an old T-shirt, like got a ring around the neck and everything like that, you know. So I did it with that in mind, you know, and I know that during the pandemic,
Yes.
that was a thing. People weren't leaving the house.
Yes.
You know what I mean? People were wearing them ring around the neck stuff, the little shorts got the holes in it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And I feel like it has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're already in the house, so you need to look good while you're in the house.
Yes, sir.
So that's why and how Sincere LoungeWear was born.
Okay.
And now we've expanded beyond your typical loungewear line. We have two-piece sets, crew necks. We have custom rolls that have silk on the inside, fur on the outside. We have silk slippers, fur slippers. We have some bathing suits, and we have accessories as well.
Okay.
And the best is yet to come. As with any and everything that I do, I'm only going to get better with time.
Okay. Now let me slow you down and ask this question. Right. So, when you were putting together the product line, were you thinking that you were just going to stop there, or you were going to add more to it? And so, where do the ideas come from as to what you want to put into your product line? Are you just looking at your community? Are you looking at your landscape? How do you go about putting products in your product line?
I look at what people like to wear.
Yes.
You know, my audience is usually like the 25 to 30, 32.
Okay.
Working women who likes to look good, feel good, but may not always have the time to go out to the store and do so.
Yes.
You know, I'm an online store.
Okay.
So with that target audience in mind, I always think like, what do they like to wear?
Yes.
What do I typically see them wearing?
Yes.
You know, so that's what I have in mind when I design anything or when I buy anything for my brand. My main goal always at hand is comfortability and durability,
Yes.
as well as quality.
Okay. Okay.
I never, ever want to put anything out there that is not high quality. My biggest thing, especially when I talk to these suppliers, I always ask, what do you use to put the logo on the merchandise?
Yes.
And the second they say only heat transfer, I don't want to talk to them anymore.
Got you.
Because I know that heat transfer is going to eventually fall off, and I don't want that for my brand. Whatever anybody buys for my brand, I always want them to have longevity with whatever they buy from me.
Now, are you typically going to like the wholesale district in New York City and looking at some of the fabrics? How do you start that process in terms of looking at your materials?
So honestly, everything has been trial and error.
Okay.
The biggest thing I will say is I will look things up from like what other companies use on their fabrics and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, it's called market research. So I'm big on that.
Yes.
I do that a lot. But the main place that I go, like my supplier that I use, my manufacturer, they would send me like sample palettes, so it would have different materials on the sample palette.
Yes. Wow.
And I always get a sample with whatever I do. Like if I'm designing something, I get a sample. If I'm doing something like a stock item like slippers or something like that, I'll always get a sample to test out the quality with myself first.
Yes.
And then I'll buy bulk.
Okay, so let's really slow down even slower. How long have you been a nurse?
I've been a nurse since November of 2018.
Okay.
So it is going on 4 years.
And prior to you becoming a nurse, were you thinking about just being a nurse full time, or you were thinking that I'm going to be a nurse for so many years and then I'm going to start this entrepreneurial business? Or during the pandemic, it allowed you to think about starting this entrepreneurial business. How did that come about?
So I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field, right?
Yes.
Originally, I wanted to be a physician assistant.
Yes.
But that didn't work out for me.
Okay.
So I went into nursing, and like I always say, I had to take a new approach to an old dream.
Yes.
The best thing I could have done. I love being a nurse. I'm a NICU nurse. I'm with little babies.
Yes.
Definitely a fulfilling career field.
Okay.
However, originally when I went to school, like I said, I wanted to be a physician assistant.
Yes.
I graduated with my bachelor's degree from Rowan University in 3.5 years, so
Wow.
a semester early, cum laude,
Yes.
with honors. And then I did the Jefferson Fact 1 program. So I did my nursing program in 1 year, accelerated.
Yes. Okay.
I knew after that I was never going back to school again.
Got you.
But I'm not somebody who's complacent. I always want more for myself.
Yes.
You understand? So after I finished, it was a year after I finished nursing school.
Yes.
I knew I wanted something for myself.
Okay.
You know, I didn't know what it was yet. So I started trying out different things. Like I took a class for like lip blushing and stuff like that. Found that wasn't for me. But I knew I wanted to do something to be able to push myself,
Yes.
to be able to reach new successes,
Yes.
and also make money while doing it and having passion behind it that pushes me to keep going.
Love it. Now let me stop you real quick. So when you started your first design, right? when did you put together the business plan to kind of guide your direction? When did you put together the business plan?
So after I was like dibbling and dabbling in little things, and I saw that it wasn't working out.
Yes.
And then I always knew, like, I remember I was a little girl and I had drawn up like a prom dress that I wanted to wear for prom. Of course, I didn't get it made, but I always loved fashion because I like what I like. A lot of times when I go out to the store,
yes,
always something missing from something that I want.
Got you.
You know, so
Got you.
at that point it was like, and I didn't go right into designing and fashion because I just assumed that I was going to need like 10 grand off the back to just start out.
Got you.
And I have a cousin who's in the industry. She's far advanced than me. Her brand is Muse brand, MUSEBRND.
Yes.
Her brand is amazing. Her name is Myasia, and I spoke to her about it because she literally went to fashion school. And I mentioned something to her about it, and she was like, "Girl, no, you do not need that." And she literally did something that was priceless. Like I could never repay her. She gave me a manufacturer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh my God, like how much do you want?" And she was like, "Girl, here." And that literally, I could never ever repay her for that because that's so big. You know what I mean? I feel like nowadays, especially in the Black community,
yes,
a lot of females are in a competitive state.
Yes.
You know, and I hate it. I love collaboration over competition because at the end of the day, I literally will give somebody all my sources that I have, right?
Yes.
Because I know at the end of the day, their sauce will never taste the same as mine.
Yes.
Because they're not me.
And the truth.
You know, and I think people don't understand that.
Yes. Now let me ask this question. Do you now that you have your brand, now that you have your product line, do you still feel like you're in competition with other Black women?
I honestly, I feel like, and it doesn't even have to do anything to do with my brand.
Yeah, okay.
Just me as a person.
Okay.
And my personality.
Okay.
And this is with males and females.
Okay.
A lot of people are intimidated by my presence. And sometimes I hate it because it's like, yo, like I'm not cocky, I'm not arrogant. When I walk in the room, I have a I guess strong presence.
Yes.
So sometimes if somebody is insecure,
yes,
or something that they're lacking,
yes.
So when I step in the room,
ta-da! All eyes are on you now, right?
Right.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
I'm one to always push somebody to do better, be better.
Yes.
If I'm in a room and I know you're doing something, your name is in that room as well.
Yes.
You know, I'm not a hater.
Yes.
You know, I love to give flowers.
Awesome. I love it.
I do sometimes sometimes it's like something that kind of upsets me a little bit. Like, damn, like why y'all gotta be mad at me? You know what I mean? But I had to learn to not take it personally, and
yes.
that people are battling their own things.
Yes.
And sometimes it just comes out directed towards me, unfortunately.
Gotcha. So let's start all over again. Let's give a shout out to, you said it was your cousin?
Yes.
Let's give a shout out to your cousin and her line again.
Myasia with Muse brand.
Okay. And then let's talk about what's the name of your brand, and let's talk about how people can follow you if they want to know more about your brand and maybe purchasing and supporting your brand.
Okay, so my Instagram for my loungewear is Sincere, INCERE. It's loungewear.
Yes.
LOUDEWEAR.
Yes.
Website is sincereloungewear.com.
I love it.
You can get updates on anything that I'm doing, to the clothing, and wanting people to look and feel good about themselves. I also host women's events.
Okay.
As well as pop-up shops. My first pop-up shop I had was a year ago, which was on my birthday.
Yes.
That was a success. It was really nice. I had it at a place named Killer Waste.
Okay.
They're in the Country Club Plaza in Willingboro. A really nice establishment. She has her own workout gear, and then in the back has a little area where you can do like events and stuff like that. So I did have a small pop-up shop there. And then my second pop-up shop was at Omni Events, venue 4037 by Omni Events on 130. Amazing Black-owned business.
Okay.
The whole ambiance is phenomenal. When you go in there, you decorate. The place looks amazing already. So all you're doing is adding to the ambiance in there.
Now, is there such a thing as a pop-up fashion show?
It can be, because the fashion show, I feel like that's more of a pop-up shop scene now, is the fashion show is going to attract the audience. You know, the fashion show is going to attract people to come and see what's going on.
Yes.
What is this designer coming out with, right? Yes. And then in addition, the designer would have that can vend at the fashion show. Yes. That would also bring their own audience in. So then now, boom, you have a fashion show pop-up shop.
Am I sensing that we're going in that direction with a pop-up fashion show?
For me?
For you, yes. Yes.
Not right now. That's not something that I'm that's not something that I'm doing right now. Definitely in the future. Okay. I would see that for myself. But sorry, the next event that I did want to talk about, that's really near and dear to my heart, and I'm very passionate.
Just hold this. Just hold it. I just want to just share this with you. The only reason why I was pushing that, because I want to see you work the room. I want to hear this vivaciousness just come off, right? I want to see that, right? Come on now. Come on. All right. That's all I wanted to say. Now, go ahead again. You got it. You got it.
So, like I said, I'm a NICU nurse.
Yes.
My patients from, and they had, WDAS will have like a talk show on in the middle of the night. I work overnight. Yes. So it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's a talk show on. And they're highlighting different Black-owned businesses. Yes. And one of the businesses encourage women, inform women about their menstrual cycle. Yes. Because they were saying how a lot of women don't even know the first thing about maintaining their bodies during that period. Okay. And, I got to thinking, and it's not to knock my mom or any other moms out there that haven't done it. Yes. If you don't know, you don't know. Yes. My mom really didn't teach me too much about my menstrual cycle, And so
hold it. They don't cover that course in school either anymore?
So they talk about it, but you don't learn about endometriosis in school. You won't learn about what a heavy period can mean. You won't learn about what different things can happen within your body while you're going through this period that aren't normal.
Okay. I trust you, but I was learning about that stuff when I was in high school.
They worked everything down as the years went on now.
Oh, you trying to say I'm old?
I'm not saying you old, but I'm just saying, I feel like stuff is so watered down nowadays.
Got you.
Even they probably learn even less than what I've learned in school.
Got you.
This year will be 10 years after I graduated from high school. Good Lord.
Wow. Good Lord.
Right. But so with the event, I wanted to focus on topics that I wanted the event to be about women.
Yes.
Focus on topics that women don't typically talk about.
Yes.
So we spoke about women hygiene.
Yes.
About menstrual cycles, childbearing and birth.
Yes.
And traumas. So the first event I did, because I really wanted people to hear this information because I knew it was so vital.
Yes.
The first event I did, I did it for free.
Okay.
Event for free. That people don't money where their mouth is kind of thing, Yeah. Because I had a full roster. I had the full house.
Yes.
Everybody signed up to come.
Yes.
But only about maybe 15 people showed up. 50 people signed up that said they were going to come, and maybe only 15 people showed up. And that was crazy to me because I'm like, wow, I'm doing it for free, hoping that people think all right, I'm going to come to this event. It sounds like good information. So I have to lose. But people are very, very prideful nowadays.
Well,
as well.
That's a whole nother conversation because sometimes, listen, sometimes, people want bells and whistles on everything that they do, right? And if it doesn't have that, oh, wow factor, some folks are just not interested. Where I know that I can only sense that you're giving good information and it was free. sometimes, you know, people just don't want free. Sometimes they want to see value, and so they want, you know, they want something else with it. I don't know. But I know that based on what I'm learning and hearing from you now, you're going to keep doing it, and you're going to keep doing it. And you're going to get this thing down to a science. While you were talking about that, this is what came to my mind, right? Why not combine the two businesses? The loungewear, that business, right? With having this informal, formal talk about hygiene. And that might be another way for women to be comfortable, and even make it smaller, make it more intimate, and just say a limit class of 12 to 15 people.
Right.
Because again, here's this thing now. Here's this thing, right? You are talking about intimacy, right? Or intimate things, right? And although we like to think we know everything about intimacy, a lot of us are scared to death of it. And so we don't want to be in large crowds acting like, oh, I didn't know that. you know, like, girlfriend, you 30 years old, you didn't know that? Oh, boy.
You know that, right.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, too. Like, I always want to, my forefront, I always have in mind, I say before my events, this is a no judgment zone.
Yeah. Well, no. Listen to me, Jasmin. Even though you say no judgment,
right. People are always going to have their secondhand embarrassment.
Exactly. It may not come from you. It's going to come from somebody in the audience, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm saying to you, because I love the idea, make it smaller, make it more intimate, right? And grow the numbers from there, grow the format from there, right? Because I think that 50 people might be too much when they start talking about all the intimate things that they're going to learn and have to talk about.
Right. So
yeah,
I did that in right, and then I also have like after school drives, toy drives, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So then this Sunday, October 16th, I just passed.
Yes.
I had another event.
Yes.
The first event name was a she thing. I did partner with Mariah, who is the owner of Divine Detox. She specializes in doing vaginal steams and things of that sort.
Yes.
So
she does what? Vaginal what?
Vaginal steam.
What's that?
So there's different things and stuff that females can do. You know, she specializes in that. She also sells like tea busters and stuff like that. I'm no expert, so I'm not going to speak on anything I'm not an expert in. And that's another thing too about my events. I never just go in there and speak on anything I have no knowledge about.
Yes.
I will reach out and get experts on the topics to speak about the topics. So at my first event, I had a doula. I had Angela the doula there.
Yeah, okay.
And she provides doula services. I had Kalisha. She's a therapist.
Yes.
So I had experts there, right?
Yes.
And then I need to do this there again. I know that this event needs to happen again, right?
Yes.
But there was a lot going on. My mom's health is in lieu. My brother just got in a horrible car accident, almost lost his life. My cousin just got in a horrible car accident. So I was going to do this event, but I wasn't too sure about it, right?
Yes.
And I'm calling around because this event, I wanted to talk about domestic violence. I wanted to talk about forgiveness.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about love as well as healing, right?
Yes.
So I'm calling around because when I spoke to Kalisha, me and Kalisha, the therapist for my first event, we have an amazing relationship now, right?
Yes.
So I spoke to her and I told her what I wanted to do. She said, you know what? You need to reach out to domestic violence services to have an actual platform that's there to provide the services that a woman may need that's in the audience, right?
Yes.
So I call around. I called to, she gave me Providence House Catholic Charities subdivision that deals with domestic violence specifically. I called them, right? Yes. I wanted to do my event in October. I called them. I say, yes, I'm going to have this event October 16th, right?
Yes.
They say, that's a busy month for us. That is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I had no clue. Wow. I had no clue. In that instance, I knew God was talking to me like, you need to do this event. I'm telling you to do it for a reason.
Yes.
You need to do it, right?
Yes.
So now I had the battery in my back to do this event. And so, regardless of how the numbers were looking, right?
Yes.
Up until the week of the event, I had 3 people signed up for the event.
Wow.
3 people signed up for the event.
Wow.
And I can't lie. At times I'm like, God, why did you tell me to do this event?
Yes.
Why? Right? And I shortly learned on the day of the event why to never ever question God and just believe and have faith. Because I had 25 women in that room that day.
Wow. They all came.
And it was an amazing
They came that
vibe.
day. They came that
People
day.
were buying tickets that day.
Wow. Nice.
Buying tickets that day.
Yes.
It's like, I was speaking to one of the speakers, Joe Harris. She has a brand named Push, Pray Until Something Happens. It's a Christian clothing line,
Yes.
as well as Rise Fitness, which is a group that she put together, and she has motivational things on her Instagram,
Yes.
and her own personal Instagram as well. Amazing, 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 amazing visual.
Yes.
If you guys have the chance, definitely check her out as well.
Now, Jasmine,
I was talking to her, and she was
let me ask
saying
this question.
like,
Jasmine, let me ask this question. You're mentioning a lot of women. You're giving them like major shout outs, major kudos to them. But why do you think there is such a growth of women entrepreneurs? Why is that?
because now more than ever,
Yes.
have that drive behind them and they believe in themselves.
Yes.
I feel like back in the day, the dynamic of a woman was to be a wife, to be a mother,
Okay.
and that's it. And oftentimes within those two roles, people forget about herself.
But
She went for George Dream.
But that never sounds like a role that you would subscribe to, because you don't sound like that, right? So how?
Right. But I feel like nowadays, so many women, it's their time to shine. The time is now.
Okay.
They have a faith system. They have a support system,
Yes.
and even if they don't have a support system, they believe in God.
Yes.
And they put their best foot forward.
I love it.
Push themselves
I love
to
it.
go hard for what they want.
Yes. So what would be your message that you would want to tell? Listen to the question, to two groups of people: one, young women, and then women in general who are wanting to be entrepreneurs. What message would you want to share to both groups?
So the message I would want to share with younger women
Yes.
is the path not often taken
Yes.
is usually the best path for you.
Awesome.
And what I mean by that is, it just seems difficult. If in your mind initially it seems impossible, go after it.
Yes.
Go after it. Because 9 times out of 10, that is the path that God designed specifically for you. And whatever is worth having never, ever, ever comes easy.
Yes.
Right? So believe in yourself. Faith in yourself. Because along the journey, there are going to be people that project their own insecurities on you and tell you that you can't do it.
Yes.
Right? So you have to create a solid foundation within yourself that
Yes.
allows you to keep going.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
And for entrepreneur women, I would say, behind whatever you do, always have passion.
Yes.
Always have drive behind whatever you do. Like, for instance, my brand name is Sincere.
Yes.
I named my brand after my nephew.
Okay.
My nephew means so much to me, right?
Yes.
He means so much to me. So I know whatever I do with my brand, I have passion behind it because my nephew's name is attached to it.
Yes.
And I would do anything in the world for my nephew. I would do anything in the world for my business.
Yes.
It keeps me going on the days when I have 0 sales. And it keeps me grateful and pushing myself on those long nights when I have 100 sales.
Wow. Jasmine,
So passion drives everything.
There is so, I agree, passion is everything, but there is so much energy. I can imagine you in a room, my God. I'm like, who had all the coffee today? Man.
Mind you, I worked last night.
Okay.
I walked out to my car. I had a flat tire.
Oh my.
I didn't even get into the bed until 11 o'clock this morning, and I had my alarm set at 1:55 to wake up for this interview.
Wow. Thank you. So listen, the platform is all yours. I love your energy. And my apologies, first of all, because I got to give a shout out to Akia Brown, my PR manager, and she has her own business called the Hustle Lab. So she says, there is this young lady, my friend, that you have got to interview. And so, Akia, thank you. And Jasmin, you have not disappointed me. I wasn't ready for you. This is so much energy. Like, wow. So let's start all over again. What is the name of your business?
The name of my business is Sincere LoungeWear.
Yes.
We specialize in luxury loungewear items, and our aim is to make women look and feel good.
Yes. Now, this is a stupid question. There's a stupid question.
There's no stupid question.
Okay. When you leave the job, like today, do you have your scrubs on right now, like your sexy scrubs on?
I do have my ODAAT Scrubs on.
Okay.
I love my scrubs.
Okay. And are people stopping and say, yo, where'd you get those scrubs from?
I do have people asking me about my scrubs all the time.
Awesome.
And I love it. Okay. You know, because I'm in the hospital, so what better place to advertise for my business but in the hospital?
Absolutely.
You know? And I also make videos and stuff as well. So even when I make my videos and my content, people are like, well, where did you get that from? And I'm like, my friend, stop with us.
I love it. And so let's do this, right? In the next 90 days, what projects are you working on? In the next 90 days, what are the next projects that you're working on that you would like to bring to fruition, that you would like to talk about now?
So be a part of a pop-up shop in November.
Okay.
It's in Miami with my scrub line, ODAAT Scrub, ODAAT Scrubs, which stands for one day at a time.
Yes.
Miami on a yacht for a nurses gala. And then and mind you, I've never ever traveled. Like, I've traveled to DC for my pop-up shops, but this is the first time I'm literally traveling like out of state, getting on a plane with my brand to be in a pop-up shop, and I'm so excited about that.
I'm excited for you. So your product is going to be shipped in advance, or you're taking product with you?
I'm going to take in a suitcase.
Wow. And you're going to be on a yacht. That's baller status. That's baller. Yes, it's exciting. Wow. Listen, and this is going to be November when?
20th. It's with the Instagram that is hosting the event is named Black Nurses Meet.
Black Nurses Meet. That's all right. Wow. And this is a yearly conference or something?
So this is my first year hearing about it.
Yes.
And I just jumped on it.
Wow.
So I'm super excited about this. And then after that, in December, I'm going to be in Brooklyn, New York, at a pop-up shop named Sip, Shop, and Eat.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that. That's a big pop-up shop as well. And for my own business and plan, I am planning to have a event in February. And that event, I want it to be more of a celebration.
Okay.
I feel like, coming into the new year.
Yes.
Into the new year. But I want us to get used to celebrating every single thing that we do.
I love it.
I feel like a lot of times on a daily basis, we don't celebrate or acknowledge those small victories that in the end are a part of that major goal, success that we accomplish.
Yes.
So that event is going to be for everybody to come out and really celebrate themselves, what they've done, them even coming into the new year with a new outlook, waking up that morning, celebrating every success. Very excited for that.
I've got a funny feeling, Jasmin, that this is going to be the last time I speak to you for free, because I think after all these events, I'm gonna have to pay you to come on the podcast. That's all right.
See, and the biggest thing for myself is when I pray at night, I pray to God that He always keeps me humble.
Awesome. Amen.
I pray He always keeps me humble, and I pray that with everything and anything that I do, that I'm always genuine and authentic.
Yes.
Because I've been to events that 9 times out of 10 when they initially started, they were amazing events.
Yes.
But over time, they've lost their beef and broccoli. They've lost their meaning behind it, and you can just tell like it doesn't have the same backing that it probably originally did.
Yes.
And I just never want to lose that. I want people to always come to my events and say, "Wow, I have a lot to go work on."
Yes.
I have something that I took away from this event that's going to change my life forever. I always want to impact people.
Yes.
And that's my biggest my drive right now is impact, because I know how powerful impact can be.
And it's amazing that you even find time to either work or sleep because, man, you sound like you're doing so much, but we just want to wish you nothing but success. Oh, my God. I am so glad that you're on the platform before you blew up because, man, I don't know if I may have to talk to your agent, but let's do this one more time. What's the name of your business and how can people follow you and buy some of your product or purchase some of your product to support you?
So my business name, I'm going to actually do both. My business name is Sincere LoungeWear.
Yes.
My handle is at Sincere, SINCERE, period, LoungeWear, OUNGEWEAR. The website is sincereloungewear.com.
Yes.
And my other business is ODAAT Scrubs, ODAAT Scrubs, SCRUBS. That Instagram is ODAAT.scrubs. Site is ODAATscrubs.com.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, with the time that we have left on the platform, any shout outs that you want to give, any additional information that we need to know about, and anything emotional, not emotionally, but motivationally that you want to share with us that'll get us going and keep us going?
So the one thing that I do want to share is, like every conversation I've had nowadays, I've always talked about this book. I recently read a book and it's called What Happened to You.
Okay.
I love the book. It's by Oprah, and then she collaborated with a childhood psychologist.
Yes.
Within the book, and they had like a fluent conversation, and it goes over childhood traumas, right?
Okay.
And I feel like so many of us, just kind of put on a mask, to say the least, and just move on instead of addressing them. And little do we know that it literally shows in our everyday life what we've been through in the past that was going unaddressed. So I am challenging everyone to either go out and read that book, talk to a professional about the things that they've been through, because the baggage leaves for all just feeling of peace when you let things go that have been holding you back for so long.
Yes.
Is I can't even put it into words.
Wow.
So I do want to say the book is by Oprah Winfrey and Bruce B. Perry.
Yes.
He's a childhood psychologist. The book is phenomenal.
Wow.
It's phenomenal. And even throughout the book, you're going to learn so much about yourself. I love the book. And then just on a motivational aspect of things, I just want to say that although sometimes the road that you're on may get lonely, although sometimes the people that you expect to be the first ones to jump at something that you're providing, whether it be a service, whether it be a product, and they don't support you like you thought, keep going. Don't ever question what God has given you the direction to do. Don't ever scurry away from what you see as a big challenge to yourself. Because God gave that to you because that was tailor-made for you. If you don't do it, no one is going to do it because that was made for you. God needs you to do it. So walk in your purpose. Don't be afraid to walk in your purpose. I feel like a lot of times some people, shy away from being this amazing, phenomenal individual that they're destined to be because they maybe were never told that they could do that. They maybe were never given, the faith that they could do whatever they put their mind to. But I'm telling you right now, I believe in you. You can do it and keep going.
Jasmin, I was going to let you go, but I can't. You are wise beyond years. How did this come about? What is your additional gifts that you are trying to birth? Because that was fantastic. Talk to me. Where does this wisdom come from?
So I just know that growing up, I didn't always feel the prettiest. Always get the most support through everything I did. Right. And I know how that feels. I never forget how I've ever felt before. You know, first impressions are very, very important.
Yes.
And a first impression on your life is just as important. So I don't want females to have to go through their journey and not feel that.
Yes.
I want females that look like me to be able to look at me and know that they too can be just like me and better.
Yes.
You know, so I always want to be the face. I remember I was in college and they did an article and they asked me to be on the front page. It was the Philadelphia Inquirer. They did an article about why aren't more African Americans in the STEM field.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, STEM is like science, technology, engineering,
yes.
mathematics.
Yes.
Why are there not more of us in these fields? And I explained to them that I believe it comes from the early education. You know, if your parent is not teaching you about, you know, the Black scientists, the Black engineers, the Black lawyers,
yes.
you know, the Black judges, the Black creators, writers,
yes.
artists, then you don't know about it. Because why? When you open that textbook as a child, who are the doctors in the textbook?
Yes, not us.
They don't look nothing like us.
Yes.
Who are the lawyers, right?
Yes.
Who are the people that are always needing help? Who are the people that are always the victims?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that plays a large impact on our psyche as children.
Yes.
You know? So I think it's very important, you know, to have children see someone that looks like them so they can say, I can be that.
Yes.
You can't look at somebody that doesn't look like you and aspire to be like them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you have nothing that you can relate to them about.
Very true.
A lot of times nowadays, you know, basketball players can look at a basketball player and say, oh, I want to be like LeBron James.
Yes.
I want to be like Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Or look at football and say they want to be like a certain football player, you know? But can they really look and say, oh, I want to be like this doctor that looks like me?
Yes.
There are thousands of doctors out there that look like them. Are they really ever on a platform or in a space where they can see them?
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing. And that's why I push myself to have these events. Then I really want the young people to come out. It's amazing for the older ones to come out, you know, at my age group and stuff like that. But I really want the younger people to come out because I know that those are the ones that need the biggest impact. This world right now is so cruel.
Yeah,
it's so cruel to us, you know? And I just want them to feel loved. I want them to be empowered.
Yes.
And I want them to know to never, ever, ever shy away from advocacy for themselves. There's been many times in the classroom where, you know, I'm not one to shame anybody on the spot, you know?
Yes.
But I'm also not one to let anyone go uncorrected.
Yes.
So what I mean by that is I remember I was in high school and a teacher showed a video in the class about Africa, right? And the video talked about all the negative things about Africa, how there's land that's deserted, there's rape that happens, there's murder that happens, just mayhem in Africa, right?
Yes.
And throughout the entire class, the other students in the class, and I hope you know what I mean by that, were cracking jokes about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it offended me because I'm like, this is not Africa. While this may be a part of Africa just as it is a part of America,
yes.
You know, this is not all of Africa. So after class, I went up to my teacher and I said something to him about it. I said, you know, I'm of course not directly from Africa. I wasn't born in Africa, but I was still offended by that PowerPoint and the comments that were made in that class.
Yes.
You know, and I always feel like, you know, but once I tell you, you know, and either you're going to change or you just didn't care. And the next day he showed up to class and he showed a PowerPoint that about the beautiful things of Africa, about the places in Africa that are developed, you know.
Yes.
And, you know, it changed the whole environment in the classroom, you know, and I felt for those children. I'm glad that they were able to see that Africa is not all what the media always shows,
yes.
you know.
Yes.
And then I remember I was in college one time and I took a class and it was called Philosophy of Science.
Yes.
And in the class, we read a book and after reading the book, I'm like, oh, this book is nice. You know, it was an easy read, very informational. But the only segment in the book was about Hurricane Katrina and how the Black people needed help, right?
Yes.
And so I went up to the professor and I said, you know, I said those things. I said this book was, you know, a good book, very informational. But the thing about the book is it never talks about the Black science.
Wow.
And do you know what a doctorate degree professor said to me?
What did he say?
That's because there weren't black scientists back then.
What? Oh my God.
He said that to me with a straight face.
Wow. Wow.
As a student, I had to school him.
Yes.
I don't let people go uneducated. I don't like that. I don't like that, right? So I brought him information. I spoke about different, even the Americanized one, George Washington Carver.
Yeah.
I spoke about those scientists, Benjamin Banneker.
Yes.
He had no clue.
Wow.
And I don't know if he changed his, overall, because it was like the end of the class by the time I said something. I don't know if he changed it, but I'm hoping that he did change his approach to how he teaches students,
Wow. Jasmin, you are a phenomenal young lady. And I know when you are in front of young ladies, young women, someone is going to say, I want to be a Jasmin. Wow. Listen, you are making an impact, sister. Thank you. Thank you. But let's do this one more time. That's the name of, because, I don't want people to get, lost with this wonderful conversation as to why you're really here. We all got started because you are an entrepreneur, man. So we've talked about many things, but you are a wonderful, phenomenal young lady. You have your own business. You're doing 3,000 things in one day, which I love. So one more time, what is the name of your business, and how can people reach out to you?
The name of my business is Sincere LoungeWear.
Yes.
SINCERE LoungeWear. LOUNGEWEAR. My Instagram is @sincere_LoungeWear. The website is sincereloungewear.com. My other brand is ODAAT Scrubs. ODAAT Scrubs CRUBS. The Instagram is @ODAAT_Scrubs, and the website is ODAATScrubs.com.
Jasmin, listen to me. If you are at the forefront, we are going to be all right in this society. As long as you are at the forefront, we're going to be all right in this society. Peace and blessings and continued strength in all that you do. Sister, I am so excited. I'm so proud of you. Keep it going. You always have a place on this platform. I'm going to let you have the final words. So you go ahead and take it away.
I just want to say thank you for having me on this platform.
Yes.
I truly appreciate you and your excitement behind what I'm saying. Having that drives me to keep going. It means I'm doing something right.
Yes,
so I'm excited.
Yes, you are.
I'm excited to what's to come for me. And I just want to leave saying that I love you all. And I believe in you. And never, ever give up on any dream that you want to pursue.
Yes. Jasmin, let's talk and text. Peace and blessings. Let's stay connected.
Have a good one.
You as well. Thank you.
That concludes another episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.